The topic for today is going to be how stupid the media has to think people are. And yes, it's dark. So, in regards to all the videos that are coming out of Canada, what I find interesting is the fact that you have the media who, at one point, a year ago, no, 2 years ago, they were portraying things in the United States during the summer of 2020 with all the riots and whatnot as unnecessary expression or something that had to be done. They were very supportive of it, to the point where they actually called it mostly peaceful, which that was hilarious. Mostly peaceful. In the background you have a city burning. Okay. And then you turn to Canada right now with all the stuff that's going on, and they're really trying their hardest to paint these truckers in a very, very negative light. The media has to think that people are stupid. That's when I was talking with my son this morning, and I said it just blows my mind how they view their audience. But not only that, what's more important is how stupid people actually are to believe it. Because you know that there's people who believe that. You know that there's people who allow their reality to be defined by malicious actors. Because don't get me wrong, I really support the idea of freedom of speech, but this is insane. I have a relative that years ago when Obama was in office, he was saying that, oh, well, you know, these other world leaders are racist against him. And it was, what are you talking about? And he goes, look at this video. So he shows me the video of Medvedev, the president of Russia at the time. And they were going through a greeting line. And he was introducing the then president. And this relative was pointing out that nobody wanted to shake his hand. And my response was, it's a greeting line. He's introducing people. They're not shaking hands. He's putting his hand out and pointing with an open hand like this. And no response. And a few months later, a year later, he ends up posting the same thing on Facebook with the same thing. He sees what he wants to see. People see what they want to see. The media knows this. The mainstream media, as much as I hate saying that because it feels like I'm being grouped into, by saying that I'm being grouped into the realm of conspiracy theorists, which, here's my theory on that. If you want to discredit somebody, all you have to do is just lump them in with conspiracy theorists. That's it. All you have to do is discredit them enough to make them synonymous with the people who wear tinfoil hats. That's just insane. It's insane. And so, one of the things that I was telling him was that during my internet browsing, I look at a lot of different sources. I look at what the extremes are saying. Because in person, when we go to wrestling and we're out there all day, you see normalcy. You see kids being kids and parents being parents, and you just see it's like there's no pandemic, which is great. You know, it's like there's no identity politics, which is great. Now, you do have female wrestlers, and sometimes they do really well. My son got pinned by a really good wrestler a couple of years ago. She worked him. I mean, but she was good. Her technique was good. Her strength was good. Everything. But you see a lot of support for women wrestlers. You see a lot of support for all the wrestlers. But that's the problem is... No, that's not the problem. The problem is that people allow their reality to be defined by social media. This isn't what the world is. You do have extremes, and you do have some very hateful extremes. But the story that I like to, not the story, but the angle that I've taken and I will maintain for as long as I can, is that I support freedom of speech and freedom of consequence. Meaning, if a neighbor comes in and puts up, say, a Nazi flag, right? Oh, that's just gonna create all sorts of drama with the HOA, right? We'll end up being in the news, blah, 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 but I don't mind. I don't really care. Because you have to remember that flags are symbols. They represent an idea. And I would much rather have somebody who proudly displays what their ideas are, so I know how to deal with them. I'm not afraid of somebody with a Nazi flag. I'm not afraid of somebody with a Confederate flag. I'm not afraid of somebody could run up an ISIS flag, and I would definitely take note and find it very interesting, but I wouldn't want to shut them down because you're showing me what you believe in. Okay, cool. I know how to deal with you. I know how to interact with you. I know which house I need to pay attention to. But this is a society that we're in. We allow people to define our realities by what they think is right and what their biases are. And that's not where we should be, but this is where we are inevitably. And we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to deal with the fact that just people are getting dumb. People are becoming extremely malleable. So how do we deal with that? I don't know. Keep being genuine. Keep being independent. Keep encouraging discussion, even though it's really hard because my patience is done. I don't want to. I really don't want to talk to a lot of these people that believe in extremes on either side. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, why do you it's not a matter of addressing what they're saying, it's why they're saying it. Why would they allow themselves to be co-opted out of emotion rather than logic? So maybe that's the solution. Maybe we have to, I don't know, be a little bit more analytical in how we understand and react to people. I don't know. This one's kind of rambling, just because I felt compelled to record on the way back from dropping my son off. But it's rambling because I don't have the caffeinated focus that I normally have. So I don't know. We'll see. Beautiful sunset though. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So today's going to be a good day. It always is going to be a good day. It always is going to be a good day, no matter what. Good morning.